of life sent down from glory.
I know this is a nice church, and I know y'all do things conservative over here, but every now and then, if you feel like running, take off and run. Every now and then, I don't care if it is quiet. If the Spirit hits it and you feel like shouting, say yeah, 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 he's able. You have to have some of that hold my mule kind of praise. You know that kind of praise that don't matter what they say. Say, son, don't you know that we don't do that over here? Yeah, I know. But don't say we, say you. So hold my mule while I get down, right? Because you don't know what the Lord has done for you. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Has it ever got personal with you? Listen, when I first got saved, I was ashamed to let somebody see me cry. You know, I'd be sitting back there, the Lord be working with me, and people would look around and I'd go, oh. But today, I'll tear my face up. I don't care who sees me. And I don't care what they think. Because if they sit down long enough and I tell them how good he's been to me, I'll have to give them my handkerchief. So they'll be crying right along with me. They'll say, look at him. God is worthy of all the praise. If he can fix him, he can fix me. If he can fix me, he can fix you. Give him the glory. Give him the honor. Her worship was personal. Her worship was public. But then her worship was priceless. The text says she hit the room and she broke her box and put it all over his feet. And the text says that it cost almost 300 denarii, which was a year's labor during that time. But can I tell you, the fact that I say it's priceless didn't mean that you couldn't put a price on it. It means that she didn't care what the price was. Somebody needs to help me up in here. She didn't care what the price was. I need to ask you today, what have you got that's too good for Jesus? Y'all need to help me here. The text says she had some sweet nard. You know what nard was, don't you? Listen, you had to go all the way to the Himalayas to get it. You had to backpack up into the mountains and harvest the crop. You had to harvest the crop, come down, process it. Once you process it, you have to put it in alabaster boxes. And then you transfer it across the water from the Himalayas, from China all the way to Jerusalem. And when you get there, the man takes into consideration what all he had to do in order to get it to you. And he said it will be 300 denarii. And she would take it, and ladies, you know what she would do with it. Listen, when nard was really something special, when you had company coming over and you wanted to be sure the house smelled good, you take a little bowl and put a little in it and find which way the wind is blowing and set it in front of the wind, and the wind would carry the aroma. Y'all ain't with me yet. And it would fill your house. And every now and then when you go into the marketplace and you want to smell real good, you put a little bit behind your ear. And so when you're walking and you pass Joe Jew, he said, somebody smells good up in here. But can you understand that it was personal for her? It was something for her own personal use. And it was expensive, but she thought nothing about it. I'm headed for my seat. All I tried to give you today is a blueprint on how to worship with a grateful heart. First, what you have to do is you got to do it personally. You can't let nobody else praise for you. When you come down here on Sunday morning, when you leave here, you need to be sweaty. Don't let everybody else be sweaty and you be dry. You need to praise him every time you get a chance, because next Sunday may be your last time. You don't know, but you got to do it publicly. You can't care who's looking at you. You can't care what the folks think. You need to bless him where he blessed you. Then I said it needs to be priceless. Don't come down here with nothing in your hand. Every now and then, when he's been real good to you, you need to reach back in your stack. You need to get something out. You need to say, I was going to buy a new suit, but what I think I'll do is I'll give it to the Lord. Are you with me yet? But can I tell you one more thing before I take my seat? I got a gratitude meal for you, and you can do it tonight. And the reason it's a gratitude meal is because we're grateful for what happened on a hill called Calvary over 2,000 years ago. In a minute, the chef's gonna come out and he's gonna prepare the meal, and you need to be saying, wounded for me, wounded for me. He didn't give me a kidney, he gave me his life on a hill called Calvary. Wounded for me, and I need to say thank you. And tonight, I'll get a chance when the pastor said the bread represents the body that was broken for me on Calvary. Somebody ought to shed a little tear. Somebody ought to say thank you for saving me. And when he hold up the other hand and said the cup represents the blood that was shed for me. Somebody call it the Eucharist. Eucharisteo. I give thanks. That's what Jesus did. When he held it up and he blessed it and he gave thanks for it. Say it. Say it. I'm grateful. Grateful.
You are the living word. Come on.